Hello and welcome to Jonesy Fandom Podcast, episode 9.
We're back again. It's almost double figures. It's almost my number.
What, 10? Oh, of course,
Yeah.
the 10. Sorry, 10. Now, let's start with the Doctor Who numbering system. For the next hour, we're going to discuss how 10 isn't really 10. He's 8,
oh, God, no.
9,
don't do it to me.
Yeah, and then he's also 14, 16, and anyway. Yes, no, we're not going to do that. We'll do that next time.
No.
But yes, we are nearly at double figures, ladies and gentlemen, so that's quite cool.
Yeah. Did you tell me it was our 8-year or 12-year anniversary?
11th anniversary last weekend.
Of the podcast.
Yes, so that's when we first released our first episode last time round. So that's quite good, I think.
11 years.
11 years, yeah. A lot's happened in 11 years.
We were younger and less jaded.
The world is a very different place.
Oh, yes. Very much so. Talking of yes, did you watch the trailer for the specials?
Did that happen since our last? I was thinking about that.
Yes.
It did.
I think the trailer did happen.
The big trailer.
News.
Yes. Well, I've got news, but I didn't have that one because I wasn't sure if we'd seen it or we hadn't seen it, so we won't watch it. But yes, let's jump into news. So the trailer was out, whatever day it was.
A while ago.
Interestingly, the only big thing that I gleaned from it was they actually admitted that Neil Patrick Harris is playing the Celestial Toymaker, but it wasn't in the trailer. It was on the website afterwards.
I think from the trailer, it was, if it wasn't, they'd done something completely insane, because you just go, yeah, this has got to be him.
Yeah, because they didn't physically say it. But again, they haven't released much more other than Donna is going to be featured in the whatever's happening. But we still got the same scenes, the same shots, the same interactions. Okay, we got a few more stuff like Tennant doing whatever Tennant does best, shouting and stuff like that, and angsting. But again, nothing new, nothing we haven't already seen in one shape or another, which is interesting.
And do you want the best thing? It makes me really happy that that's what they've done.
Yes, because I'm thinking, because we're going to do the preview episode next after this one, aren't we? We're going to record that one.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're going to talk about because nothing is out there. So it's all going to be speculation, which is great.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have to watch the trailer again and go, I can speculate an hour's worth of talking for this 2-minute trailer. I've got this.
Yeah, so it's bizarre. It's really good. Oh, and Miriam Margolyes is playing the voice of Beep. That's the only other thing that came out after the trailer. It wasn't during the trailer or anything like that.
And I think it's nice that the trailer hasn't given away the entire episode. You're just going, we've got limited information. We know what we already know. And I'm excited about November.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
We're 5 weeks out now? 6 weeks?
Yeah, so it's October the 14th, so it's not that long to go.
I'm excited, Tim. I'm excited. I haven't been excited about Doctor Who for so long.
News time. Have you heard the new theme tune that came out this week? It was released. Yeah, the new Doctor Who theme for I assume it's for the next series as well. It was released bizarrely on TikTok and Facebook, but it hasn't come onto YouTube, although people have ripped it. But I haven't. So yes. Without further ado, here is the Doctor Who theme, which will not appear on the YouTube channel because we will get copyright struck, but it will appear in the podcast. Right, again, not as we haven't done this 3 times already. 3, 2, 1.
Ooh, that's a bit good, isn't it?
It's good, isn't it? Listen to it on
I like
headphones. Distinctly, obviously, you've got the original, so like the 910. You get definitely you can hear Matt Smith's one in there.
Yeah.
And now that I listen to it on headphones, you can kind of get Capaldi's in there as well. It's all three of. Sorry, Jodie, but it's definitely the first two.
Yeah.
You can definitely hear both of them. I think that's really good.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's new but familiar. And you go, yeah, I like this. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good. That's the tagline for this whole thing. It's new, but it's familiar.
Familiar.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think, like you said, I think that's going to be the tagline for Russell's return, isn't it? New but familiar.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, it's New Who with familiar Doctor and familiar companions.
It's interesting. There's also been some. Doctor Who magazine came out 2 days ago, so the usual.
There's that beat the meat thing in there, right? On the cover?
Yeah. And Russell's throwing around dates. So if we just have a look at this. So this first thing is to note. Dodge all the adverts on here. 3 dates: November the 1st, November the 17th, and November 23rd. Now, Eagle Eye fans have said that November the 1st is they're releasing all Who onto iPlayer, so everything. So I don't know how long that's going to be for, because it's on BritBox at the moment, isn't it? But that's all going to be out on iPlayer. 17th is Children in Need. So there's obviously going to be the traditional Russell T Davies Children in Need. And then obviously 23rd is 23rd. They still haven't released the dates of filming, but so that one's still out there. But he also, just if I scroll down, where is it? He also said that he had a random idea and filmed something else. Oh, there we go. In July, just came up with a further idea and filmed it in 6 days. So again, he's not saying anything, but they're still doing stuff for it behind the scenes.
Yeah, and I think it's good that they're just drip feeding stuff and just saying there's stuff coming, but not saying what it is, not saying hard and fast when it is, not even saying what it is, just there is stuff coming. And again, the excitement builds and you go, oh, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Please be good. Please, Jesus, be good.
So there we go. That's the Doctor Who news. As always, that's all our news thing seems to be. But that's kind of, I don't mind that because we're building up to Doctor Who, aren't we? So
exactly, this is true. This is true.
So what are we talking about today then?
I believe we're going to talk about the wonderful world of Dungeons and Dragons.
Aha, yes, because Dungeons and Dragons has, over the last, 5 years, more than that, exploded in fandom, hasn't it? And got really popular.
It's living a renaissance, isn't it? Because obviously it started in the 70s, 80s.
Yeah, I can't remember.
It was TSR and all sorts. It's been owned by so many people, and now like with Stranger Things, with the D&D movie, and with Baldur's Gate that is eating all of my free time. I say all of my free time. The hour a day of free time I have is now allocated to playing Baldur's Gate.
Yes. Yeah, no, D&D, I'm relatively new to D&D, so I knew of it, don't get me wrong, but we only played it just after lockdown, 2021 started, so still a newbie to all of it, but obviously its influences, like you say, Baldur's Gate, but all the games that have come before that in that genre have been influenced by D&D in some shape or another.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think it's one of those games that's been around for so long that it's the big one. Everybody borrows from it. Loads of third parties write for it, which we'll talk about later. And it's just a really, really solid system. And actually, it's been around for so long. It's part of cultures, like you say, D&D. And everyone goes, "Oh, you know what that is? That's that."
Yeah.
Even if they can't tell you what it is, they go, "Oh, I've heard of D&D. Like Dungeons and Dragons is a thing."
Yeah.
Like Doctor Who, where you just go Doctor Who, and they go, "Yeah, I've heard of that."
Yeah,
it's a cultural reference point.
Yeah, it's cultural. Yeah, if you've never played it, you know of it, or you know people that have played it.
Yeah, because I confess, I started when I was a young man, many, many, many years ago. I was must have been in my mid-20s. So 15, 16 years ago? I'm not that old. Don't give me that look.
Yes, I'm joking. Yeah. So, just before the podcast, if we're looking at 11 years. But yeah, it's pen and paper. The whole concept of that has been around since, like say, since year dot, and people have been playing it for such a long time.
Yeah. So the main question is, Tim, do you have a favourite character / class / race / when you play D&D, what do you be? What are you?
Well, I'm the dungeon master or the GM games master. So I haven't yet been a character. If that's because every game we've played, I've been the DM for every game.
You've been Dungeon Daddy, have you?
I'm yet to be released. I have a pantheon of characters lined up ready for that day that they release me from my duties, but I've not actually been. Yeah, I've been in charge rather than causing chaos.
Of your pantheon of characters, then, have you got one that you're really keen to try first?
Yeah, it's got to be a dwarf. It's got to be the stereotypical grumpy dwarf. Yeah. And I've got a particularly good one lined up. But magic is also something that kind of appeals to me, because I did have an NPC that I forced on people and wouldn't let them get rid of him, and he was quite a comedy wizard, and I would actually like to do just a wizard with really useless powers that I just have no point to. And because I created him, I used D&D Beyond, and I just auto created a character and didn't look at the powers, and they were all rubbish. So I just kept this guy just doing random stuff, and he was just winding them up, but it was great. So yes, I haven't. Yeah, I've not been released into the wilds. I suppose if we flip it, and I'm playing like Dragon Age or something like that. Yeah, I'm normally a berserker kind of barbarian type. That's my video gaming style, although I had been persuaded to be a wizard, which is actually quite good because you can step back and do the kind of fighting from a distance. But no, I think it'll end up being something with a big sword or a big axe.
Oh, I love it. Oh.
So what about you? What's your
I'm the worst person in the world because I play the same character every D&D session. In fact, every roleplay game I've played, pretty much the same character appears. When you said about forcing an NPC on players, the current D&D session that I'm DMing for, we're doing Icewind Dale. My go-to character has appeared an NPC, and she is causing absolute chaos. So normally I play a human paladin.
Paladins are quite good.
Yeah, she's not.
No, she's strict rule book.
Oh, she's the classic lawful stupid.
Oh, stupid! Oh, right.
yeah. So basically, think of Middle Earth Barbie.
Oh my lord! Now I've got ideas.
Imagine an adventurer who will not sleep in the rough. She brings her own tent. She brings her own little entourage of people. She has like a full support staff to go adventuring with.
Oh, that is awesome. That is such a good idea.
And she is the absolute worst. She never has any money because whatever she gets, she just spends on fancy clothes. She looks amazing doing it, but she's absolutely useless.
Oh, that's brilliant. That is really good.
And she's properly the worst.
That is a really good. What's her name?
Mira.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's good. I like that.
She is just the worst, and she's so like she has custom made armor, and obviously, as you know, one of my favorite comic book characters is a certain Kryptonian.
Yeah, I can just about see her in the background.
So Mira has the same armor style. Yeah, so her plate mail has a boob window, which is just going, if you're adventuring, why would you make a target here? Why? And again, everyone's going, but tell me that affects me. No, it's fancy armor, mate. It just works. So yeah, she will walk around, so she got like bright blue hair.
Complete target.
And she's just going, I'm not stealthy in any way, shape, or form. I will wave at people, talk to anyone, want to be everyone's friend, even like the bad guys. And she's just a problem. She won't steal from people. She won't loot corpses. She spends every penny she ever finds on just random stuff. You go, please make her stop.
Oh, that's good. That is good.
Yeah, I do feel sorry for my D&D part of DM4 because obviously she's joined them and she's just there causing chaos. And they go, please, just make her go away. Can we kill her, please?
Oh, that is good. That is good.
Yeah, so she is a problem, but we love her for it.
Brilliant. I think that's the thing with D&D. Because people I often speak to people and they go, oh, how is the role play? And you get into it. But actually, you don't have to be like an actor or a voice actor like you see on, as long as you can like become the character or you understand the character enough to know what their motivations are. That's all you need. You don't need anything special.
And I think like if your character has a personality and you behave using that personality, that's half about it. You haven't got to do a voice or anything like that. You just go, actually, this character will approach a situation like this. Me as Matt would do one thing, but actually Mira the Paladin will do something completely different. And as long as you are honest with that approach to it, then you're going to be fine. And I think, like you said, that is one of the nice things about D&D. You just get to have a bit of a release and be someone completely random.
Yeah,
and I know, like chatting to some of my friends who play a lot more D&D than I do, they're sort of saying, oh yeah, I've got loads of character ideas and every campaign I want to be something different. And I'm thinking, I thought that to me is, I can't do that. I can't have 50 characters. So when I DM, I'm going, yeah, fine, I know what I'm doing. But the thought of just lots of different player characters, I'm thinking I need to have a full personality for them. The thought of creating someone from scratch that I'm then going to have to live with for the next however many months, years, sessions, whatever. I'm thinking, oh no, which is why I always use the same character in any roleplay game, because I can go, I know what she does, so I can implant her into any story and just help drive the story along. Because there's nothing worse than when a story just stalls because the character's going, we don't know what to do.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, that's actually a good way of looking at it, isn't it? Because there are some people who just like change. They like to do something different. But then, if you like a character so much and you can just go, right, I'm just going to be that character all the time and just going to keep doing it. Yeah, that would work. Yeah, that's got food for thought. I might have to go back to the drawing board because I am, after this game we're playing, we're doing Curse of Strahd. And I don't know how far we are through it because they keep getting sidetracked. We're about 20% possibly, so I'm thinking probably another 6 months we might finish it, but I'm going to swap after that and I'm going to get to do the character thing, so I'm actually quite looking forward to that in a way.
I love Curse of Strahd. It's my favourite.
It's such a good story because
I've never played it. I've DM'd it like twice and I love it. I think Strahd's fantastic.
It's the going from the first one we did was the Dragon of Ice Peak, Ice Fire Peak. No, what's it? Ice Spire Peak. That's it.
Yeah.
Which is like the
Essentials kit. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was easy, but we found that I was adding extra bits into it because it was getting quite boring. But this one, I haven't added anything to it because there's so much going on, and as a DM, as you'll attest to, you can't just rock up to a session and just go, I'm just going to wing it. You have to know what's going on because they could go left or they could go... well, maybe it's just me. They could go left or they could go right. And it's like, if they go right, it's like, what happens next? I've got to be like 2 steps ahead.
Yeah. Have you heard the joke? There are 2 types of DM.
No, go ahead.
There is one which will do no research, no planning, and literally they'll read the book on the day. They'll open a book and go, cool, here's what we're doing today. And there's the other type that will spend the entire week prepping, have meticulous notes for everything, and just be fully committed. They will know every single millimetre of this place. And there's nowhere in between. You're either case of, yep, cool, book does that, that's fine, or you're so many notes.
I don't know. I don't do notes anymore. And I'll tell you why in a minute. I think I'm probably the first one now. Because when I started, I was so... Yeah. And then we did one for family for birthday. So it was one I created myself. So it's Theatre of the Mind. And I created this intricate, it was quite a simple premise, but it had an intricate storyline that wove its way around. It had a really intricate trap that I thought, this is brilliant. I got this set up, and they completely sidetracked the trap. It was all to do with weight of bodies on stepping stones, and they had to have so much weight. So by carrying one of the mini bosses round as a dead hand puppet, they managed to short circuit the weight on the trap, which immediately turned it off. And then the whole boss fight at the end, which was a big golden ball, they managed to circumvent that by climbing through a vent that I kind of described, that they kind of like embellished this vent, and the whole ball just went and destroyed the other half of the building, which was all the other people that I'd create the whole backstory to. So ever since then, I think I've just gone, no, I'm just not going to plan. I'm just going to walk up. I kind of know what's going on.
Yeah.
And I know that, okay, I know with Strahd, you kind of direct them because they have to go and pick up the different items they have to pick up to defeat him. So I kind of know where they're going, but I've given up planning because it's just not worth it, especially when you do plan and they just mess it up.
Have you had Strahd just come and wind them up a few times yet?
I've had a battle in the street, which was brilliant because they were really they're quite not high level, but they were doing quite well. And then he brought 2 vampires and just absolutely laid waste to them. And the vampires were interested because it took them ages to realise that the vampires kept regenerating and they just wouldn't die. And every so often he just interject in the fight and just like literally poke them and just walk away. And I thought, I can't keep doing this. So I'm going to have to disengage all this because we're going to be here all night. And so yes, that is quite fun.
That's so much fun.
We do it on Roll20. I think I mentioned it in the previous podcast, which is challenging at this type of story. The first one was quite easy because it's all there's not many characters, there's not many monsters, but with that, there's so many things on the screen, and you've just got to be like, I've got kind of like 2 and a mini screen kind of set, and it's like, it's so many windows open, and it's, that is a bit of I've never done it face to face, so that's the thing. I've never done it, so I don't know what it's like, but I imagine it's a little bit easier doing it face to face.
Oh, I've never done D&D online. I've only ever done face to face because when I first started doing it, the internet did not exist. It was not a thing. So the thought of doing D&D online was just completely alien. Whereas even like D&D Beyond, I've never used.
It's not bad.
So I'm old school.
Yeah.
I was going, paper character sheet, lovely. The thought of having a character sheet online,
and stuff like that. But it's always been online. So it is what it is. Roll20 is all right. It's a bit can be a bit temperamental, but it works.
So talking of D&D, because that's today's podcast. So when you first started, had you seen anything online or read anything or like Critical Role or anything like that?
Yeah, so we mainly watched over lockdown the Outside Xbox folks doing, name escapes me, it's going to really annoy me now. I'm going to have to, the D&D stuff they were doing over lockdown. I'm just going to look online because it's really going to annoy me. Because they've done loads since Oxventure. There we go. So that's what kind of piqued our interest, because it was like, okay, we've watched this. It's one of these bucket list things. Want to do. Let's put a shout out, see who's interested, and then we just gathered some people together. So this was January 2021, so we were still technically in lockdown, weren't we? Yeah. And then we just started doing it online. So that's kind of how we did it. So I'd only ever watched. I knew of Critical Role, but I'd not watched any. To be honest, I've not watched any at all.
No.
It's not something that's ever interested me. Outside Xbox was good because it was quirky and it was British and it wasn't slick like Critical Role is, and it was just funny. I've not watched any of that recently, to be honest. I know they've done loads since then, but that was how we started.
Basically, my point I'm slowly trying to get to is: do you think that the online podcast Critical Role versions of D&D are good or bad for D&D? because like I'm split in my thinking here, because obviously they're really good because people know of them and they go, yeah, this is a thing, I understand it, and it's mainstream. But actually, if you then go to play the game yourself, the poor sod who's going to be the DM, who's going, right, how do I do this? And I'm not Matt Mercer. Actually, how as a newbie DM, you go, oh, cool, it's going to be like this. And you go, actually, it's kind of not. Especially if you're going from watching where they've got like Dwarven Forge terrain and fully painted models and a studio to, I've got a dining room table and a piece of paper, boys. It's fine. We got this.
Yeah, that is interesting because I can't remember at the time reading articles or listening to people talking about it, and they did say that actually Critical Role can be bad for newbies because your expectations are so high, but also the nervousness about, I've got to be a voice actor and I've got to do all these voices. I think that's where Ox Venture thing was very good because they did a thing and it timed it really well where the DM, and I can't remember his name, should remember his name, who was really good, did a session with one of the players where he taught him how to be a DM, and it was in a YouTube video and kind of just worked. They just bounced ideas off each other, and for a DM who's never done it before, that was really good because I sat down and said, okay, I'm going to watch this. They don't really do voices and stuff like that. They just act like the characters, and I thought, I can live with that. So I think Critical Role has its place, but I think it can scare people off because it's really high quality. So if people aren't going out and looking for other stuff, then that's all they're going to see. But expectation wise, obviously I've never done the model stuff or any of the stuff on the table, so I suppose doing it online, it was different to what you saw on TV on like YouTube, so it didn't matter because it was different. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Genuinely, it's 50-50, isn't it?
Yeah, because I know, like, for me, even now, having played for too many years, I will flit between speaking as a character and then actually describing what they're going to say or do, because depending on what mood I'm in, if I'm feeling flamboyant or not. So you just go, well, actually, you just go, no, actually, my character's going to do this, and she's going to say it in this way. Or sometimes you go, well, I'm just going to be her for a bit and just get into that back and forth conversation. And I think that's the nice thing about D&D is there is no right way to do it. Yeah. And however, there are wrong ways to do it.
Ooh.
Did you hear about, was it Gen Con or Games Expo or one of them, where they had UK. Some like, I think it was either UK or America. It was one of them.
Yeah.
And they had some like open D&D sessions, and they didn't vet their DMs properly.
Oh.
And the first like encounter was a problem, and basically the internet exploded, and the person was asked to leave and never darken the doors again.
Oh.
You go, yep, yes. Yeah, he's going, but this is fine for my group. You're going, yeah, but this is a public game, mate. This is not the one. What you can do with your friends in the privacy of your own home compared to what you can do at a convention are two very different things.
I suppose that's it as well, because like GMs in general have different styles.
Yes.
So it all depends, because like when we were doing it, we were all new to it anyway, except for one person who'd played before. And we were kind of feeling our way along, and I think now I just kind of let it slide. I know some GMs are really stickler. You must have. They take account of every little bit of money everyone's got and what they've got in their provisions. I don't bother with that. We don't bother with money. We don't really use money. It just happens. They just collect gold coins and that's it, really. But and also a stickler with like movement and stuff like that. I'm kind of like, well, yeah, they can see around the corner. I always look at it. If it progresses the story, then I'm happy with it. But if it's a little bit too, or if I don't want it to happen, then I'm like, no, you're not doing that. But I know, I suppose it takes a while, especially if you're in a session where you don't know, or even if you know people, but you don't know how they play. It will take a while. And
I know for us, because obviously I do it in a store environment.
Yeah.
It's you have to have that session zero, as it's known.
Yeah.
As basically you go around you and go, okay, where are your red lines? So actually, in this campaign, these are the topics we're going to cover. Are any of these a problem?
Oh, yeah, that's quite a good way of doing it.
Because actually, like Strahd, he's a problem. Strahd, he's going, yep, cool. I've decided I'm going to have that woman, and no is not an answer. When I was DMing Strahd, and I'm going to get probably abuse from my friends when I tell the story. I kept saying the phrase, "Dominated consent is still consent," and they're going, "No, it's not. It's not allowed. No." He's going, "Yep, Strahd is a problem. I'm sorry."
Whereas my Strahd talks like the Count from Sesame Street.
Oh, I love him.
Hello. Yeah. Oh, good Lord. Yeah. And some people are very serious, and if you mess about or if you make light of any of the things, people get very offended. It was like any fandom, isn't it? People get very offended very quickly if you.
Well, it's like in Icewind Dale at the moment, all my soldiers or all my town guard all sound the same. And it's becoming a running joke where they've all got like a similar surname, like Thompson or Johnson or Jenkins or Stevens, and they all sound like sort of very sort of 8.5 hot mum kind of military kind of yes what.
Yes, any of my accents always end up like Abu from The Simpsons. So when someone says, "Oh yeah, that person, he's Welsh," and I end up having to do a Welsh accent, and it's like, you bastards.
I can't do Welsh.
And it ends up up being the same accent for all the characters.
Again, I can't do Welsh because I become Apu from The Simpsons, but I wobble my head and it's a problem. You go, no, I can't do that. Because if there are no Welsh characters anymore, they're banned.
Oh Lord. Well, in some ways, it's good. Like voice actors it's a skill in itself to be a voice actor.
Yes.
And there's a niche there that they found because they played the game and they made it their own. So you can't fault them for that. And if you look at all the other famous Hollywoody type people that do D&D, it, if nothing else, has risen the game from stereotypical geek kids in basements to mainstream. And we were talking about it before the start of this, weren't we? About what else has now elevated it. And I think the big one for me is Stranger Things just really pushed it up. Because I was late to the party for Stranger Things. I only finished watching it last year.
I never went to the party. I've never seen it.
Oh man, you've got to see it. It is really good. It's one of those things that I'd heard about it. I went to LFCC last summer.
Yeah.
And everybody was wearing Hellfire Club t-shirts. And I was like, what's that? And I had no concept of what it was. And I was quickly educated that a couple of the main actors were there for the sign-ins. I was like, oh. So I got home that night and I started watching it. And yeah, it's good. It really is good. First series is really good. Second's a bit near. Third one kicks it back in. I think they're waiting on one final series now, I think it is. It's worth a watch. But yeah, that's all based around D&D, the whole sort of
because again, when Stranger Things came out, the amount of people would come in and say, "Oh, I want to try D&D," because I've seen it on Stranger Things.
Yeah,
so Wizards actually released a Stranger Things D&D starter set, which had a Demogorgon model in it.
Yeah.
Which I thought was quite cool. Did you? This is old news now. Did you ever hear the controversy about how Wizards kind of messed up D&D slightly?
I didn't. I saw people shouting about it on the internet, but not really what happened.
Basically, long story short, third parties can create content for D&D using an open source license. And Wizards said, we're going to update it to like version 1.1. And in that change, we're going to basically say that if you generate an income, we want some of it. And if you have an idea and you use our stuff, we can use it freely and do what we like with it. And you're going, how about no? So basically, the collective internet lost their minds, and rightly so, because suddenly all these people whose livelihoods are built around providing third-party content for D&D suddenly went, no.
So do they sell that third-party content through shops, or is it all online stuff?
So basically, like places like Terrazzo, Cobble Press, loads of places. You could, because there's an open license for it, you can create D&D 5th edition compatible material and publish. Yeah, so there's loads of games that use D&D core rules for their own game system. So they'll do like, here's my characters, here's my monsters, here's all my classes, here's my backgrounds, but we're using the core D&D mechanics to make it work. Because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But yeah, so when Wizards turned around and said, oh yeah, if you do that, if you generate an income of over so many thousand, we'd like 25% of it. And you go, no. So you've got like big companies who are going, how about we don't do that? But even like small content creators going, but if I create something and then you steal it and publish it as yourselves, you're saying that's fine to do that because it's yours? And everyone's going, no, this is not the one.
Oh dear.
So Wizards of the Coast, or Hasbro, made a slight faux pas there. And basically,
I assume they backtracked then.
It took longer than it needed to. A lot longer. So some of the big other players created their own like open source license. Some companies said, well, we ain't going to touch D&D again then. And goodwill was burned, I think is the key one. But even like when it was ending, they like released a statement sort of saying, oh yeah, some voices will say that they've won, but actually we think we have as well. And they're going, no guys, you took an absolute shooing. This was not a contest. You lost. Dear. Just accept it. I think the problem was Hasbro, who own Wizards of the Coast, basically their view of D&D is it's under-monetized. Hence why there's films and other products trying to wring every penny out of the D&D brand, because they're going, oh, it's money. Can we have some more of it, please? Suddenly they go, well, all these third parties are using our product to make money. Why can't we have some? And you're going, well, the reason your product is so popular is because third parties can use it and promote it. So everyone knows what D&D is because everyone uses D&D as their core.
Yeah.
So I think it was a very tone-deaf misunderstanding of their audience, and everyone just went, no, guys, this is not going to work for you.
Oh, dear. It all comes back to money.
I've never seen the internet all wholeheartedly agree on one thing at once and went, oh, no, you made a mistake.
You touched on the film. I have now seen the film, and it is really good. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. I thought, it didn't take itself too seriously, which I thought that spot. The characters really well done, and I really liked it. So there was not much that I could grumble out, to be honest.
No, I think it was good quality, classic, just action fantasy film, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But again, like there was nods to like in-jokes in D&D. There was references to the old D&D cartoon.
Oh yeah, that was great, wasn't it?
Yes. And I think that's the thing where you go, oh yeah, this is ticking all the boxes. So you can sort of see, well, actually, that's how that would work. And oh yeah, this is, it was just good.
It felt like, because it wasn't a linear adventure, because things kept going wrong, and that's exactly what D&D is about.
Yeah. How are we going to go from point A to point B? We've gone by point C, D, E, F, J.
And we finally get there.
It's fine.
Yeah. No, it's good. It was. I went in with a bit like, I'm not really sure about this, and actually, no, it was spot on. Couldn't fault it.
I'm now trying to think, because what else has there been recently? Because obviously we've talked about Critical Role. Have you seen the Critical Role cartoon that's on Amazon,
no.
Netflix?
Again, Critical. Is that it's their actual characters?
Yeah, it's Vox Machina.
I've seen it advertised, but again, not really had any concept.
In all honesty, watch it. It's really good. because
Okay.
it's their D&D campaign cut up into 2 seasons of good fun animation.
That's all right. Yeah, because it's something that's always been there, but
yeah, it's actually well worth a watch. Because again, I've seen Critical Role stuff, but I couldn't see myself sitting down for a 4-hour session to watch it. I'm just going, I couldn't do it.
Well, the Ox Venture things were 2 something, and we used to just watch them continuously, and over a couple of days. But 4 hours. Whew.
Yeah, because I know like so many friends. Oh,
well, sorry, I say people watch them and they can they can recite bits, and they know when things are happening. It's like 4 hours.
Yeah, I thought I just can't. I just can't. I was going, it's too long for me, but I think that's because I just don't have any time anymore. It would take me a week to watch 4 hours of Critical Role.
Yeah, I could say the same. Yeah, I probably will have to watch them at some point.
But no, actually, if you can sit down and watch the Vox Machina series, it is
cool.
It is well worth a watch.
Well, now that because I've seen it on the top of Amazon and not really understood what it was, but I will go back.
I expect a review when I next speak to you.
Oh God, I've got homework now, fans. got that to do. Yes, I will.
Yeah,
I'll have a look, and likewise watch some of the Ox Venture stuff from the start, because they're actually quite funny, and it's British, so it's.
It's got to be good then, because he is British. And I think obviously the other thing with D&D at the moment, the big one, is Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, no idea. Haven't got it.
I bought a computer game, Tim. I've bought a computer game. I haven't bought one in years.
What, for a PC?
Yes, I've downloaded it from Steam.
Ooh, I get you.
I know, right? And I've now been playing it in my spare time. I have literally 1 hour a day at most. And I have to go, right, the headphones go on. I go, right, I've got an hour. I can do this. This is absolutely fine. So once again, my long-suffering D&D character has been recreated in digital format. She now exists in Baldur's Gate.
Cool. I've heard of it. And you mentioned the bear incidents, which I now remember from Twitter, but I might have to get it if it sounds good enough.
In all honesty, go onto YouTube, look up Amelia Taylor, who is the narrator in Baldur's Gate 3. I love her.
Look,
I just need to get that out there. Yeah, and it's D&D Baldur's Gate narrator outtakes. There's 5 of them at the moment. And just when you have a couple of minutes, just listen to her outtakes from when she's been recording the voice lines for the narrator. They are some of the funniest things I've ever heard. It's just genius.
Looking at what she's done. Oh, yeah, she's done loads of voices for computer games. I guess that's her.
Yeah, she's great. But no, cool. If you just get 5 minutes, just listen to some of the outtakes, and they are just hilarious. And from listening to the outtakes, I just went, I need to play this game. I need to hear more of her voice, and I need to play this game.
There we go. Baldur's Gate narrator.
It's cool. Just fantastic.
Yes. I might have to get it because I played Dragon Age, played all them. They're awesome. I got Diablo 4 earlier this year, and it's boring, and I can't put my finger on why. I think it's quite repetitive, whereas proper in-depth fantasy games, I prefer them to the kind of spamming, clicking, killing things over and over again.
This is proper D&D, so it's all initiative exists. You have to make skill check to rolling a D20 still.
Oh, awesome!
You have all the bonuses for your stats. There's 3 difficult levels. So there's story-driven, average combat, and I just want to kill things today.
Oh, that's interesting.
And in all honesty, it's a really good story.
Well, that's it. If I get a good story in a game, I'm hooked. And Diablo, Dragon Age was really good because the story was really good. Things like Mass Effect, again, role playing in space, but the story was just amazing. So as long as it's got a good story, I'm hooked on.
Yeah, And again, the character creation is really good, so you can pick exactly what race you want to be, what class, what background. Everything is editable.
If I character creation, as I'm always used to get taken the piss off at home, I have to spend a day doing it. I'm so anal when it comes to, and it always really annoyed me is I create it and then it goes into the game. You see the first live action kind of video with your character and it always looks really naff. So I have to start again until I get it right.
Yeah.
Drives me up the wall.
The worst thing, I got Mira perfect. I went, yep, this is her. This is perfect. I then listened to the first voice thing that she says. Went, I picked the wrong voice. I had to start again. I went, the look is perfect. The voice is wrong.
I'm forever sat there tweaking the nose or tweaking the eyes and stuff like that.
Yeah. What I wasn't prepared for, you can select your genitalia.
What?
There's options.
What, like? Obviously with clothes on, so what it looks like with clothes on, or just like it's just really there.
Yep. I was not expecting it. I was not prepared.
I'm intrigued now even more.
Yeah. Yes, because obviously Baldur's Gate is D&D. You can have sex with things, so obviously
the bears.
They will comment, and they will comment on how you look.
Oh my lord!
Go, okay.
I didn't realise it was that in depth.
Neither did I.
Right.
I wasn't prepared.
Cool. I will have to, not because I want to customise my own genitalia, but I might have to invest in it.
Yeah,
because I'm currently still playing Hogwarts Legacy, which is awesome. And that has a really good character creation thing, actually. I have to admit, it's one of the better ones I've seen, but I'm nearly finished that now. So it's like, I need something else to fill that gap.
Yeah, in all joking aside, Baldur's Gate, really, really good. This podcast is not sponsored by Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate. Oh, Lord. Cool. Yes, I will have to invest in that. I think it sounds quite good because, again, it's something that you can just pick up and play and get a little bit further or completely go sideways and do something else. I like that.
Yeah. I think it's like also you will get killed a lot. It's like, as a paladin, I was quite happily chatting to someone. I misclicked the wrong conversation, and it said, "Oh, you've broken your oath. You're now this." I went, "No. Edit, undo."
Restart.
Well, the thing is, I was like, into my hour of playtime, I was like 55 minutes in, and went, "I've not saved all night. Oh no, tonight has been wasted." Thanks to one misclick from a conversation option. I went, "No, what have we done?"
Yeah. And
the thing is, I wasn't expecting it. I suddenly went, "That's really good." And actually, what would happen? Followed by, "Oh no. I made a mistake. How do I undo this? Where's my resave?" Oh God, it's just it's an error. But yes, I'm really enjoying it. So would highly recommend.
Yes, I might have to invest in
it.
I shall have a look.
Our homeworks is I've got to watch Stranger Things and
Oxventure. Yeah.
You've got to play Baldur's Gate 3 and listen to narrator outtakes and watch Vox Machina.
There you go. All before, the next time we record. Anyway, yes. So D&D. Comments on D&D, folks. Leave us a comment, post us a comment, whatever you want to do about your thoughts on D&D and what you like, we don't like. Have you ever tried it?
Your favourite character, your favourite encounter, what you think of Critical Role. Why Mira is the best character in D&D ever.
And have you ever customized your genitalia? Stick it in, put it in there.
Oh, God.
And actually, that's a really bad phrase. Stick your genitalia in.
Yeah, just stick it in. Send us a picture. No, good God, no. What have you done? It's just going to be dick pics from here on in. I'm not ready.
Oh, right.
On that note.
Yeah, I think we'll end it there.
Yeah. Oh, there's going to be comments. What have we done?
Until next time, cheerio.
Bye-bye.